Hey you guys, we're talking about Spicebomb, the original EDT today by Viktor and Rolf. Alright you guys, we're talking about a fragrance that's been out for quite a while. It's called Spicebomb by Viktor and Rolf. I was first introduced to it a few years ago, but I'm reading that it was released in 2012. On the website, there's a lot of information. It says that the fragrance family is woody, spicy, gourmand, the keynotes being bergamot, grapefruit, cinnamon, vetiver, tobacco, white leather accord. Okay, and what it says here is that about the fragrance. Making its debut in 2012, Spicebomb Eau de Toilette is Viktor and Rolf's masculine ode to the iconic Flower Bomb fragrance for women. If you guys didn't know, Flower Bomb came out before Spicebomb. Crafted by perfumer Olivier Paulze, this strong and spicy fragrance is an instant olfactory detonation that is fiery and addictive. Fragrance description. Spicebomb cologne is an explosion of sensual, fiery spices that captivate for ultimate seduction. The intensely masculine scent opens with an explosive accord of pink peppercorn, elemi, bergamot, and grapefruit. The heart of the cologne is a blaze of warming spices, cinnamon, saffron, and paprika. Luxuriously smooth notes of leather, tobacco, and vetiver leave behind a robust presence not long to be forgotten. This warm, spicy winter scent pairs well with close encounters on chilly nights. About the bottle is a powerful grenade that embodies explosive masculinity. The custom-built glass bottle is encircled by a black band that cannot contain the force of the fragrance. The grenade-shaped bottle comes in 50 milliliters and 90 milliliter sizes. It is uniquely customizable with engraving or custom Viktor and Rolf accessories, including metal handcuffs, a black satin bow tie, and a black satin heart. And all of that information is on viktorandrolf.com. So we'll talk about the fragrance notes starting from the top. The top notes being pink peppercorn, elemi, bergamot, and grapefruit. Pink peppercorn. This note has a bold, sweet, and nutty aroma with spicy, rosy, and fruity undertones. It is extracted from the dried berries and leaves of the Brazilian pepper tree and the Peruvian pepper tree. Elemi. A natural resin that produces a fresh, citrusy, and peppery scent with balsamic, spicy, and woody nuances. It is exudated from the Canarium lusicanum tree, which is native to the Philippines and is related to myrrh. Bergamot, known for its complex citrus scent, which is fresh, sweet, slightly bitter, derived by cold pressing the rind of the bergamot orange, Citrus bergamia, which is a hybrid citrus fruit. And then grapefruit, characterized by its invigorating, sparkling, bitter, and tangy citrus aroma, also obtained by cold pressing the zest of the grapefruit, Citrus paradisi. The citrus compound responsible for its distinct scent is called nootkatone. Alright, in the heart we have cinnamon, saffron, paprika. Cinnamon is a warm, spicy, and woody scent with a subtle hint of sweetness, primarily derived from the bark of the cinnamon tree. Saffron, bright, spicy, warm, leathery aroma. The essence of saffron is extracted from the dried crimson-colored stigmas of the saffron crocus flower, often considered one of the world's most luxurious spices. And then there's paprika, which is a warm, spicy, and piquant scent. It can add an exotic or fiery dimension to a fragrance, and it's extracted from the dried red peppers of the capsicum genus. Alright, and then in the base we have leather, tobacco, and vetiver. But if you read the webpage, the leather says that it's white leather accord. So we went with that scent note description. So white leather accord. This is an interpretation of the leather scent, often characterized as a soft, luxurious, and clean aroma that combines animal leather with lighter notes, like florals or musks. White leather is a synthetic accord. Tobacco can be warm, sweet, smoky, and earthy, often combined with other notes like vanilla or honey to create a rich and intoxicating blend. Note can be captured from the cured tobacco leaves or created synthetically. And then last, we have vetiver, often called the fragrance of the soil. Vetiver has a woody, earthy, smoky, and sweet scent, extracted from the rhizomes or roots of vetiver grass, Vetiveria zizanioides. So now let's get into the fragrance. It's a really nice fragrance. Yeah, so this fragrance is interesting because on the open, you really do get a mix of everything that's in it. I would say what you pick up the most on in this fragrance: the pink peppercorn, the white leather, the saffron, the cinnamon. You would think that this fragrance is woody, that there has to be some type of wood. Not really an oud, but more of like a cedar wood. But that's not listed on the fragrance notes. It's a really fresh open. A little tiny bit of fruity, but more so the spices. Very natural, fruity, woody in the open. But it kind of quickly settles down just a few minutes after you spray it. And it becomes a lot more smooth and soft. More of like a floral woody. In this case, it's actually spices and floral. I guess it's the saffron that gives it that floral touch. There is a sweetness here, but it's really hard to explain because it's not quite ambery and it's not quite sugary. It's a little bit more of like a resin, or I guess that's why they're calling it gourmand. It's like almost vanilla, but not really. This fragrance really shines in the heart and the dry down. I would say that it has a very warm, like I said, woody or like papery heart. Almost like a little bit yellow floral and woody. A little bit of a sweetness, floral woody. It kind of becomes velvety as it dries down. Overall, the scent is very uplifting though. It's a perfect everyday scent. And I would even say that it's classy. Very classy, actually. Just a nice autumnal freshness. It really is the tobacco and leather that give it that kind of clean, freshy vibe at the end. It's not too heavy. The scent in general is a little bit smoother and lighter. Occasions and versatility. I would definitely say this is a fall winter fragrance. Because it is a warmer fragrance, I feel like the cool air or winter would bring it out the most. You definitely could wear it in the evening for a night out, stuff like that, but I truly find this fragrance to be an everyday or office type of scent. It's not offensive enough to really bother anybody. If anything, you just smell kind of clean and a little bit sweet. You could say that this fragrance is charismatic, but I would call it confident and stylish. I think almost anybody could enjoy this type of fragrance. It's a very mass appealing scent. That's why it has the reputation that it does. Performance. So, a lot of people aren't going to be super happy with the performance because it starts off strong. I would say it projects the first hour, two, maybe three, but then it really kind of goes into a skin scent. This is a fragrance that I tend to go nose blind to, but other people smell it. Other people will say to me that they can smell it, but I don't really after the first 2 hours. I will smell it on my clothes pretty much until I need to wash them. It does stick to clothes really well, which is why I think it is a fragrance that does last quite a while on your skin. It's just that you go nose blind to it, or at least I do. It's definitely gonna leave a noticeable trail, and I do get compliments wearing it. I've been wearing it a lot this week for the review, and I have gotten compliments. So its strengths are that it starts off bold and it does last for quite a while for a toilet. It's a statement scent that doesn't overwhelm. So for the bottle and the atomizer, you can see the bottle pretty decent here. It's not the best lighting because I'm trying to match the video. But you can see this is the 5-ounce bottle. It's sort of a clear yellowish liquid, clear bottle, glass bottle. It has this ribbon, like it said in the description, to contain its explosiveness or whatever. And then you have a little pull tab on the bottle, a little plastic pull tab that you just pop off like that. Overall, it's a really nice bottle and it's super easy to hold. Super easy to hold in funny ways too, like this usually. Usually I have to hold bottles kind of this way to get my back. This can definitely do that. Atomizer. It's punchy, but it is mist. It is pressurized a little bit. But it's punchy. It kind of launches out, punches out. But it's still a nice sprayer. I mean, this did come out in 2012. I don't know if they updated the atomizer since then. Yeah, so you really do get that citrus. We're only right in the beginning. You get that little hit of citrus. It's really nice. But overall, I really like these bottles. They're unique. They're easy to hold. I've never had any that have broken. And I have a few of them. So, no complaints, honestly. Comparisons and forms. So, what I'm reading online is that people think that this is similar to Paco Rabanne's 1 million. I would say maybe just a little bit in the sense that it has spices, but Paco Rabanne is a much denser, full-bodied fragrance than this, I feel like. Also, Armani Code Profumo and Carolina Herrera Bad Boy. Bad Boy I'm not super familiar with because I've never gravitated towards that fragrance. I've smelled it, but I wouldn't say that this is similar to that. And Armani Code Profumo, I'm not sure at all. The flankers and the Spicebomb line there's one called Extreme, and then they have another line, Night Vision and Infrared. We'll get into some of those in other videos. Out of all the flankers, Spicebomb is the EDT Spicebomb is the most balanced, though, I feel. Creator and perfumers. Now this is interesting because on the Viktor and Rolf website, they only credit Olivier Polze as the creator of the fragrance, but all of the other sources also credit Carlos Benaim as also helping create the fragrance, as well as Viktor and Rolf. Now, Olivier is a renowned French perfumer and the current in-house master perfumer for Chanel. Before him, it was his father, so they are a big deal. Olivier joined Chanel in 2013 and his father retired 2 years after, and his father created Bleu de Chanel. Olivier himself is best known for doing Bleu de Chanel Parfum, Dior Homme, Flower Bomb, and Spice Bomb, as well as La Vie is Belle. Carlos Benaim is a highly acclaimed French-American perfumer, widely considered America's greatest living perfumer. He is the master perfumer at International Flavors and Fragrances, which is called IFF. Carlos is known for creating Polo Green, White Diamonds for Elizabeth Taylor, Eternity for Men, and co-creating Flower Bomb. Whatever the case may be, their collaboration made Spice Bomb one of the most memorable designer launches in the 2010s. So I've been wearing these fragrances for a while, and I've always wondered who Viktor and Rolf is, but I wasn't ever really sure. I'm reading online that Viktor and Rolf are a renowned Dutch avant-garde luxury fashion house founded in 1993 by the fashion artists Victor Horsting and Rolf Snuren. It's been quoted by Oliver Polze about the initial concept. He is quoted as saying, "It all began with the name Spicebomb. Viktor and Rolf immediately told me that they were looking for a striking fragrance with a wealth of spices, a real source of addiction. It had to be a direct and powerful scent, composed of the best raw materials." On the brand's involvement, Palsy has noted that Viktor and Rolf themselves were very involved in the creative process, having a nose for fragrance and loving to live with the scents during development. Which, living with the scents, I think means that they were testing them out and wearing them like day to day as they were developing them. Which, from my understanding, a lot of perfumers do that. I know celebrities do that too with their fragrances. But either way, very interesting. A lot of people had their hands in the making of this fragrance, which is probably why it's so good. So for my personal take on the fragrance, I would say that it's a fragrance that I really enjoy. I usually wear it around fall time, this time of year. Right now in the Northeast United States, we're getting about 50 degrees during the middle of the day, so it's pretty chilly. And I think this fragrance performs very well with the colder weather underneath your layers. I think it performs better because it does become a little bit of a skin scent that lasts for a long time, but it does not project so loud, and it stays underneath all your layers very well. I think if you like lighter, citrusy, woody scents, you're definitely going to enjoy it. I think it's a great introduction into warm and spicier scents because it is on the lighter, smoother side. It's not offensive at all. And it's a fragrance that I use almost every year. I have a lot of memories attached to it wearing it for work when I was working in more of an office setting, because it never really annoys or irritates anybody, at least it didn't in my experience. And I was working pretty closely with people in an office lab setting. So do I recommend this fragrance? Absolutely. Alright, this is for the end of the video. I'm trying to find a way to get Piccolo on the screen with me, but I don't think he really likes the camera that much. He just like won't even look at it. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying to figure out something, but he just really doesn't like the camera for some reason. I'm not sure why. He acts like this to people sometimes too, but he just has no interest. So, sorry. I'll try to find ways to get him on the screen. Come on, Piccolo. He just won't do it. We've been having a lot of fun recording some videos for the next few weeks. Recording them in advance because right now all the leaves are falling and we want to capture that before they're all gone. The leaves changing and falling all happens pretty quickly within a few weeks, and once the leaves fall, they've fallen, and then we're left with basically dead trees for a few months during the winter. And I'm a little worried about that because I'm not sure what I'm going to capture for you guys or for my nature channel. Definitely any snow. And I was thinking to try and do some rain because we do typically get a lot of rain during winter. But I'm not sure. Right now I've got a few more fall videos and I'm gonna try to maybe get a few more and maybe shorten some of the winter video just because there will be a lack of colors. The sun will be out, but direct sun is difficult to work with, so we're trying to figure that out. If you guys could please check out my other channel, Anything But Summer. That's where I post all of the atmospheric nature videos that I use as a backdrop in these scent reviews. And that's really where my passion for video making has started. I'm currently trying to work on making the best atmospheric content that I can, as well as these fragrance reviews. So if you guys would be nice and check that out, I would appreciate that. And I'll see you guys again next week. Say bye, Piccolo. Say bye, Piccolo. Say bye-bye.